Hello, I'm Dr. Ruby Johan, pursuing Masters of Public Health from Amity University. Today I'll discuss about the probability. So let's start with the basic definition of probability. Probability means the possibility that an event will occur, or it can also be defined as the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. Like if we say theoretically, the definition of probability is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcomes. Probability can also be said to be chance or possibilities. What are the applications? Like where we use the probability. In general, we can say in weather reports that what would be the likelihood of raining, or what will be the likelihood of hot weather today. So that is the application of probability in forecasting of weather. And in epidemiology, in epidemiological studies, we use probability theory to explain the the relationship between exposure and the risk of health effects. For example, if a person smoke, the probability of getting lung cancer increases, the risk increases. So it can be an example of probability, like it is the application of probability. So let's take an example. Tossing a coin. What is the probability in this example? Like it could be head or tail. We all know that there are two possible outcomes in a coin. Okay, let's start with some basic terminologies, which are experiment, event, possible outcomes, and sample space. So first let's start with what is experiment. What is an experiment? It is the process by which an observation or measurement is obtained. Like for say in this example, tossing a coin is an experiment. What is an event? An event is an outcome of an experiment, which is usually denoted by the capital letter E. So in this example, tossing a coin, what will be the event? Event could be head or tail. What are the possible outcomes? Like for example, a newborn is born in a hospital. So there would be only two possible outcomes, that is male or female. Similarly, in tossing a coin, there would be two possible outcomes, head or tail. So we will say that there are two possible outcomes. And what is sample space? Sample space is a set containing all possible outcomes that can be obtained. So in this example of tossing a coin, we will say that this is the sample space. We write the sample space set as in the brackets head or tail. Similarly, taking in another example of rolling a dice. So what would be the example? So what would be the experiment? It will be rolling dice. And what will be the events? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. So how many possible outcomes would be there in rolling die? There will be 6 possible outcomes. And what will be the sample space? It will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I hope this is clear. It is clear now that what do we mean by an experiment, an event, possible outcomes and sample space. And we can also use the formula for counting the outcomes. Like counting possible outcomes, if something can occur in any one of K1 different ways and something else can occur in any one of K2 in different ways, then the number of possible ways for both things to occur is K1 multiplied by K2. Let's take an example of tossing 2 coins. So to know what are the possible outcomes for first coin, it will be head or tail, that is K1 is 2 possible outcomes. Similarly, in second coin, the possible outcomes would be 2. So to know the total possible outcomes, we will multiply K1 with K2. So it will be 2 multiplied by 2, that is 4. So total there will be 4 possible outcomes. Okay, so let's take another example. Tossing 2 coins at a time. So here the possible outcomes are head or tail in both the coins, but we are tossing 2 coins at a time, so there will be events which will be head, as one head in one coin and the another head in second coin. Similarly, tail in one and tail in another, head in first coin and tail in another coin, and tail in first coin and head in another coin. So total possible outcomes are 4. And if we say what is the probability of observing at least one head, so how we will calculate that? Let's see. Here we can see that we have head, tail, head, tail, head. So the question is asked about the probability of observing at least one head. So it can be more than one, but at least one we need. So here we have 2 head, but for the requirement of the question, it is at least one head. We have 1 head, so it will be 1 on 4. As we already read that the theoretical definition of probability is number of favorable outcomes divided by total number of outcome. So in this, the probability of at least one head is 1, that is the number of favorable outcomes, by 4, the total number of outcomes. Similarly, in the third one we have one head, so 1 on 4, and similarly in the fourth one we have 1 on 4, one head, so 1 on 4. But in the second option it is tail or tail, so there is no possibility of getting of a head. We have two tails, so it won't be counted. So now the probability of at least one head is probability of E plus probability of E2 probability of E3. So 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4, which is 3 by 4. So the probability of observing at least one head while tossing two coins at a time, that is 3 by 4. Similarly, if we see another example where we toss a fair coin twice, and what is the probability of observing at least one head, or let's say at least one tail. So we have head or tail, but it is asked that toss a fair coin twice, so it will be it in a one first time when we will toss a coin, there might be head or tail, and similarly when we will toss the coin second time, it could be head or tail. But taking the whole as an experiment, it would be similar as tossing two coins at a time. Tossing a coin twice or tossing two coins at a time is the same thing, as there will be one, like there could be one head in the coin for the first time when we will toss the coin for the first time, and when we will toss the coin for the second time, it could again be head. Similarly, when we will toss a coin for the first time, it could be head, or in the second time it could be tail. Then again, in the first time it could be tail, and in the second time it could be head. Again, it could be tail in the first time and tail in when we will toss the coin again. So there could be the possibilities of head tail, tail head, or tail tail. So we can see that we have similar events that could occur: head tail tail, head tail head, and similarly we have these. So let's not get confused here. Okay, let me explain it again. See, when we will toss a coin for the first time, okay, so we could have head or tail, or when we will toss the coin in the second time, we could have the head or tail. Okay, so while taking this experiment as a whole, we can see that for the first coin we can have head or tail. Similarly, for the second coin we could have the head or tail. Okay, let's not take this example this way. I would just explain that how these four possible outcomes came. Okay, so first one, head. The first head is the head of first coin, like tossing a coin on the first time, and the head, and this head is while we will toss the coin for the second time. So similarly, head in the first time and tail in the second time, or it could be tail in the first time or head in the second time. Similarly, tail in the first time and tail in the second time. Okay, so now what is the probability of getting at least one tail? In this event we do not have any tail, so we won't count this one. In this event we get 1 on 4, like we get one tail. Similarly, in this we have one tail, and at least one tail we have in this also. So 1 on 4, 1 on 4. So it would be counted as probability of E1 plus probability of E2 plus probability of E3. So it would be 1 by 4, 1 by 4, addition 1 by 4. So it is 3 by 4. So you can see that these two examples are exactly the same. Just the difference is, in this we find the what is the probability of observing at least one head, and in this example we found the probability of at least one tail. So it is not that if we are tossing two coins at a time the event will be different, or tossing a fair coin twice then there will be the different events. But that we can see that we have a coin, we are tossing that again and again, so that would be counted as two coins, like tossing a coin two times. Similarly, if we say that tossing two coins at a time is similar to this one, like it could be head or tail in the first time or head or tail in the second time. So the event would be head, like head in the first coin and head in the another coin. Similarly, tail in the first coin, tail in the second coin, or it could be head in the first coin or tail in the second coin, or it could be tail in the first coin, head in the another coin. If you will do this practically, then you will understand this. It is not that difficult. So I think this much is enough for today. I hope you guys like this video. So if you guys like this video, you can directly message me, or if you guys really want me to make another videos, then let me know about that also. Thank you.